If they get a turnover, ski masks come on for the play. There's got to be a ski mask on the sideline at all times. I agree with this. And if there is a turnover, which there will be, you got Kirby, you got CJ out there. There's going to be an interception, maybe a forced fumble by Jack Campbell or whoever. You put that ski mask on, Sam Flannel. I think that could be the start of something. What team does the turnover chain?
There's
Miami.
a couple of them.
The University of Miami does it.
Okay, we need something like that for the Lions. I don't know if the ski mask would pass, the regulations here, but I'm all for a turnover ski mask.
Yeah, and believe it or not, I'm not going to yell and scream about that. I know that I had a few issues with the with the whole ski mask mentality of the fans wearing it in the stands. But you know what? Here's what can trump all. If the Lions win games, I'm not going to have a problem with it. If the Lions create turnovers, I actually think that's kind of cool. I mean, the University of Michigan has had the turnover buffs, and I've thought that was cool as hell. So I can't really say anything and be a hypocrite and talk crap about the Lions turnover ski mask, because we all know that turnovers is one of the biggest factors in whether you win or lose games. And the Lions last year, actually, with the secondary that wasn't yet revamped, had a +7 turnover differential. And the three teams above them, the 49ers, the Eagles, and the Cowboys, what did they have in common? They won games, they won divisions, they went to the playoffs. And the Lions actually last year were pretty damn opportunistic. And who did they add in the offseason? They added C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who led the NFL in interceptions per game. He had 6 in 12 games, which is absolutely unbelievable. They already have Kirby Joseph, who as a rookie has already shown that he is a proven ball hawk and a proven turnover creator. He created 6 turnovers last year, including 4 interceptions. And what is the reason? What is ultimately the reason the Lions won that game at Kansas City? A game-tying pick 6 by none other than Brian freaking Branch, the rookie phenom from Alabama. And that's the thing. Turnovers are going to help this Lions team win games. And if they create those turnovers, I have absolutely no problem with them celebrating with the ski mask. And furthermore, on the turnover discussion, who is the Lions quarterback who has also very famously not turned the football over really at all lately? One, Jared Goff. So I expect the Lions turnover margin to be even better this year than it was last year. And I expect if this catches on, for the Lions to be wearing a lot of ski masks on that sideline, particularly because of C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch, and just a whole revamped secondary as a whole.
It gives the Lions players something to hold on to. Like, you talk about this culture change, right, with Dan Campbell, and it's real. The culture is changing. But I think part of that is having things like this, Lucas, where you have a turnover ski mask. Like, what that does for the players. And Dan seems like the type of coach that would be okay with that. But man, it brings an extra, just some more juice to this defense.
It does. I think you should just make a defensive face mask or a ski mask. I mean, Lions fans are going to be wearing it way more than the turnover ski mask. But for the Lions players, I absolutely love it. Every team's got something, and I can't remember the Lions had anything. So the fact that they now have this, as little as it seems, it's like a little brick in the foundation. You add another one, you add another one, you add another one. Oh, now you have a way of winning and a culture, and that's all that this is. If people have a problem with it, I'm sorry. We're not in 1934 anymore where people golf clap after a good punt. Like, I'm sorry. We're not in that era anymore. It's 2023.
Yeah.
Everybody loves juice. Everybody loves fire. Everybody loves culture.
Yes.
It's about damn time the Detroit Lions got some.
No, it's about damn time, Lucas. You're spot on. And Broder, you think about it. By the way, Broder from Woodward Nights, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Zing!
You think about it. You went from paper bags to ski masks. That's a culture change right there.
That's 100% a culture change.
I like the ski mask better than the paper bags.
Yeah, you just hope if they're gonna wear it after every turnover, you hope after each game they wash the mask. That'd be kind of nasty.
Yeah.
But the idea is cool. I don't think any NFL team does, and it just adds a little spice to each game and this defense. The things that C.J. Gardner-Johnson and some of these new players have brought to the team, man, it's infectious. We can feel it around the city.
How many teams have that, like a turnover celebration? I can't think of any at the top of my head.
I don't think any NFL team.
I don't think it's common in the NFL to do things like this. But hell, if there's anybody that's going to start it, it would be Dan Campbell. It'd be C.J. Gardner-Johnson with the energy he brings. Now, and I saw this comment too, and I want to just, because I know a lot of people are feeling this way. Anthony Patterson, by the way, I appreciate you, bro, for joining the show. He says, how embarrassing will this be if we get our asses kicked? It won't. Like, no, I don't really think so. Because you could say that about a lot of things, right? If you win, it's great. If you lose, you have to be okay with doing it no matter the results, right? This is something you just do. And now you might be a little hesitant because it's like, well, if we lose, we'll get made fun of. But if you win, things change. So I don't know. I don't have that way of thinking, but I understand why people would be hesitant.
Well, yeah, I mean, what I said in the beginning of this segment is that I have kind of cooled down a little bit with my fire against the ski mask. As long as the Detroit Lions win games, I just think that Lions fans also have to open themselves up to the fact that if the Lions, and I don't think this is going to happen, lose some games, especially at Ford Field, they are going to get made fun of. They are going to get mocked because it is such a gimmicky thing that no other NFL team really does. At least with ski masks. I know with the Raiders, they have that black hole. But the reason why the black hole has become a little bit of a joke is because the Raiders, over the past 20 years, have become a bit of a joke. Same with the Cleveland Browns and the whole dog pound, wearing dog masks. The reason why that has become kind of a joke is because the Cleveland Browns are one of the only franchises in the Super Bowl era that can rival the Lions in terms of ineptitude. They even lost their damn team, and they haven't even been to a Super Bowl either. The same thing recently with the Washington franchise, whether it's the Commanders, the football team, the name that they used to have, the Commanders, whatever, the Washington team, they have been a joke. They wear the kind of like the hog things, and they have been basically a joke under the ownership of Dan Snyder. So you have to open yourself up for the possibility that if it goes wrong, the Lions are going to get mocked. But
Well,
I
it ain't
also don't
going
think,
wrong,
I
Flannel.
absolutely agree
The
with that.
same old Lions
100%.
are gone. They're dead.
I agree with
you.
you
We showed that
1000%.
last week.
Well, Lucas, and to that point, too, because I get where you're coming from. I know a lot of people feel the way you do. I guess my thought process on it is, like, there's already so much that you could take shots at the Lions for, that if the ski mask is really the biggest thing, then, like, you could bring up same old Lions, you bring up the 0-16, you bring up the paper bag era, you bring up the Matt Millen era. There's so much that I don't think a ski mask, although, yes, you open yourself up to criticism, but man, if it works, which I do think, and we agree, I think they'll win this weekend on Sunday, then hell, now it's even more lit. Now the fans are juiced up. Now you got something that you can actually, if the players end up actually doing this, which who knows, but regardless, just for the fans, wearing ski masks to the games, if they beat the Seahawks and fans are fired up for the first home game with ski masks on, this could be something that you keep doing in home games. I don't know. Maybe I'm not it's the stoked, not scared thing. I've slowly became less scared. I'm stoked, and I think it's worth the risk, man. You wear the ski mask. You go out there and you rock the ski mask, no matter what the result is.
Let them know, Jeff.
You deal with the results because you have to open yourself up to be vulnerable. You're a good football team, and sometimes with that, you got to take a little bit of risks. So wear some ski masks, and whatever happens, happens. What do you think about it, Broder? You think the pathway that the Lions could be made fun of here with wearing ski masks? I think they should just do it anyway. Who gives a damn?
Yeah, I don't think it will really matter. I get the other side of the argument, but it's because it's coming from someone like C.J. Gardner-Johnson. It seems so natural. So it's just him. He doesn't care if
It's not forced.
He's not going to be embarrassed if they lose. This has. I don't know. It has nothing to do with them winning the game. This is just more excitement that they can put behind the things they're doing on defense. It's just extra added energy. If they lose, they might not do it ever again, but I don't think they care about failing.
You know what I think even is worse? Micah Parsons after week 1 saying, get the rings ready. We're winning the Super Bowl. Like, if CJ said that, I'd be like, oh, shit. Okay, CJ, chill out for a second, because now if you start losing, now you're really going to be made fun of. I think that opens your team up to open to more criticism than wearing a ski mask at a home game. Is that fair? If CJ said, hey, we're coming for that Super Bowl, like, now I'd be like, okay, let's wait a little bit before we start saying those things. But the ski mask is just like Broder said. It's like, it's who CJ is. It's really for the fans. It's not like he's like, we're wearing a ski mask to come out and destroy the Seahawks. It's more like, hey, let's have something we can be, we can kind of fight behind, which is a theme with the ski masks, which I don't have a problem with.
No, I mean, and that's all well and good. I think what Micah Parsons said, especially for a Cowboys franchise that famously hasn't been to the NFC Championship game since the mid-'90s, that is a little out of pocket. And I forgot who said this. I apologize for not giving you credit. One of the things when I mentioned the old teams of the Raiders and the Browns and Washington for having like the Hogs and the Dog Pound and the Black Hole is at a time they were successful. Washington's won multiple Super Bowls. The Raiders have won multiple Super Bowls. Even the Browns in the 80s, I believe, went to 3 AFC Championship games. Yeah, Bernie Kosar, and lost all of them to John Elway and the Denver Broncos. So if the Lions, even with the ski mask thing, can have that kind of success, even what Washington, Oakland, and Cleveland once had, not Cleveland actually, I think it will all be all well and good. And if the Lions win, the ski mask will be a very, very fun thing. And that's coming from me, who basically ripped this thing to shreds a day ago. Got a little levity.
No, you did. And again, for people who missed that and even missed yesterday, and Sam Flannel coming at Stick for saying Matthew Stafford had a better career than Aaron Rodgers.
That shit was
Lunacy.
so funny.
Lunacy.
That shit. That
And
might
he
have
actually
been.
believes it too.
That might have been like the funniest thing that's happened since I've been on the morning show. And it sucks that it happened when you weren't here, Jeff. But Stick just
Yeah,
absolutely
I'll take
set
that lightly.
Flannel up. And the thing is, Flannel, and you even said it. Stick believes that.
He does.
Stick believes
Yeah,
that
he does.
100%.
No, he really does. That's why I love Stick, man. He actually gave me my start here at the network, and he gave me an opportunity to be on the morning show. So I got nothing but love for Stick, man. That's
Oh,
my
yeah.
guy. That's my guy right there. He believed in me.